Hey yogis, today we're going to work into standing splits. So standing splits, it doesn't matter where the leg is. It's about finding your balance and finding some length and strength in that space. So what do we do to warm up through that space? Look, you know I love a good sun sail, so hang out a few of those. Sun sail B, because you're going to open up nicely into the hips. And if you watched my splits tutorial just earlier in the day today, there were some beautiful stretches in there. We go through half Hanumanasana and Anjaneyasana to open up through the hips, and then you've got some variations there that allow you to open up into the quadriceps. Always practicing on both sides because we like to keep the body nice and even. So don't just do your favorite side, make sure you do the less fun side as well. The fun side and the less fun side. So how do we move into our splits pose? I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey there through our warrior three so that we can find how to make our way in. So stepping up, we've done our sun salutations of course, and we're going to hop into our downward facing dog, plant hands and step back. So I'm going to do this for demonstration purposes on my right side. I'm going to lift that right leg, bring the knee through to the nose and step into my pyramid pose. So from here, I'm going to take a slight shift of the body weight forward, walking the fingers, and eventually come into this supported variation of warrior three. So I've come through that crescent lunge pyramid pose, and I've kept the hips square to the front of the mat. And the reason for this is so that when we go into lift, just as we did in our Hanumanasana or full splits pose, we kept those hips square. So as you see, if you start to open up here, you start to take more of an Ardha Chandrasana or a more open hip pose, but we're going to keep it square and closed down. So that's why we've come through from that warrior three variation. So I'm planting my right foot into the earth. I have a very grounded connection through there. I'm going to use one point of focus, and I have this very lovely green. Face what you hear on the floor. I'm going to start to engage into the core, and I'm going to pull this left hip into my hip socket here, shorten the distance between the ribs and the hips. Eventually I'm going to start to place my hands down onto the mat, walk my hands down. I'm lengthening through the back of this right supporting leg, and my foot, or the weight of my body, is not just in the heel, because if you're in the heel you're probably going to lock out the knee, but we want to feel the weight shift slightly forward as we start to lift and lengthen into that back left leg. So I'm gazing down towards the earth, shifting the body weight slightly forward, engaging into the core. I'll get a little bit of length there as I draw the head down towards the earth. So you can keep the hands planted into the mat, that's going to give you a little bit of extra support there, and you can keep leaning forward into the ball of the foot and keep sending that left leg nice and high, squaring those hips and pointing the toes up towards the sky, lengthening through that left supporting leg. So if you want a little bit of extra here, you can grab hold of that supporting leg, and if you're feeling a little bit more courageous, start to take that head down towards the shin. And if you're feeling really groovy, you can start to take the balance with both hands off. Maybe that will be me today, maybe it won't, but a little bit, and that's okay. And then we're going to come back out. Ooh, that was a nice click of the ankle there. Plant both hands, step back, take a little bit of vinyasa here, because it actually feels nice to get out of that space and do something a little bit different. Press back, and then go on the other side. So this time, lifting the left, stepping it through that crescent shape, and into our pyramid. So this is good because it starts that little extension through the hamstring and that supporting or that grounded left leg. Shifting forward into our warrior three, both hips are squared. I start to lengthen, gazing forward. So if I gaze back here, that's where I'm going to go, probably fall onto my head. So I'm gazing forward, engaging the belly, and drawing the body down towards the earth, eventually finding that forehead to shin connection, maybe finding a little bit of balance here, lifting up, engaging into the core, lengthening and sending that left hip up towards the earth, a little bit of an adjustment, lengthening through the back body. And again, maybe that balance is here for me today. Maybe it's not, and that's okay. A little bit of length there. Exhale, Release that left foot down to the earth, step back and take a vinyasa just because it feels good to go in the reverse direction, dropping the knees down. So there you have it, splits pose. Keeping the hips squared and working through from that, the warrior three, supported warrior three, allows you to find that shape in the body, and then lifting the leg, engaging the belly and the quadricep, the calf, extending through the knee, pointing the toes, driving that length through the back lifted leg, and then also sending the hips of that supporting leg up towards the sky, lengthening through the back of that leg. There's lots to think about in that pose, and especially finding your balance. And so try and just focus on being in that space and time. Don't get distracted by sausages and watermelon because you're guaranteed to fall over. Stay present. Balancing is the best way to stay present in this very moment, because without that presence, that's when we get distracted and we lose our balance. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned in our balancing as well. So enjoy that standing splits pose, and I will see you on our next